Okay, great. So I'll just give you a little overview then.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So I actually use this CRM in my business, which is good. I'm in your account here. But I'm going to show you, let me show you a different account that I have. The same exact setup as yours. Okay, so there are a couple of main features, right? So this can do a lot. I'm going to show you where I would spend most of your time for generating income, right?
All right.
And then after that, you can start playing with features and stuff like that. That's kind of how I recommend it. Kind of learn the function and then we'll learn the features. So the first thing we have is our dashboard. Okay, I do have a couple of sample leads in here, so you can kind of see what the dashboard looks like when it's functional. Okay, it's telling us that we have 2 leads or opportunities and that I set the value myself and the value of those 2 leads are $9,000. Okay, they're currently open, so they're not closed. You see closed is green, which means good. And then lost is red, which is bad. And then you got your conversion percentage as well. So those are a couple of the tips right on your dashboard. Down here, you'll have tasks and a couple of other things. The tasks are great. I automatically set up this CRM to assign you tasks through automation as well. So I'll show you that today too. So we have our dashboard, basic information, tasks, some actions, and down here we got a lead source report. I can keep scrolling. Okay, we got 1 cold calling lead, 1 text messaging lead, and then their values. So you can kind of get a breakdown if you have multiple avenues. You can also link your Google My Business down here at the bottom. So you can get a daily update on how many people are visiting that, especially, in real estate investing. A lot of people, this is great for local businesses. That's how Google My Business listings work. So if you're like an investment company, you could see, 3 people visited this month and here's so many calls I got.
Okay.
So this is your general dashboard. Then we go into the fun stuff. Let's go to opportunities next, because that's going to show you where these numbers are coming from right here. So opportunities are basically built in pipelines or lead flows that I created for you. So let me show you these things real quick. Now I've got 2 seller leads in here and I've already created this lead flow. It will look the same in yours. Okay. Interested seller, qualified lead, comped, completed, offer made, offer accepted, contract signed. Okay. Then if you click this little button here that says sellers, you'll see there's a buyer's pipeline as well. Same thing, under contract, buyers blasted, buyers found, assigned, emergency holdup. What I created emergency holdup for is, in my experience with real estate investing, is when there's something wrong, that's when we have to jump all over it. So I created emergency holdup. So if you have a VA in here, they could put it over there and it will text you right away. Hey, there's an emergency. We got to get this lead taken care of. Was kind of the vision there. Okay. So these are pre-created pipelines for you to use. I think that they are pretty standard. I really did some thinking on it. I didn't want it to be too complex or too long. I really wanted it to be rather simple. So here's what happens. We get a seller, and I'll add one as well so you can see what it's like and how easy it is. So you click new over here, and let's just make it me. And then you have to name, this is how it's going to show up as. Okay. The source, let's just say, let's use the phrase, what, a bandit sign. Okay. Value $10,000. And I'm going to assign it to me. Okay. So it's in the seller pipeline. It's an interested seller. It's open. It's not closed. It's not lost. And it's not abandoned. Okay, it's open, which means it's available. We've got the projected value of profit. And the owner is assigned, whether that's you or your VA or whatever. And then where the lead came from. So then we click add. Okay, so we have Nicholas Nick, banded sign. This is a text lead. This is a cold calling lead. Okay. So now you can drag them through the process. So a lead coming in is just an interested lead. All right. A qualified lead is someone you spoke to that you like what they're saying after you spoke to them. Okay. I think there's a difference there, right? So what we send you is interested sellers. What you then determine is a qualified lead. You with me?
Yeah.
So then after we determine the lead is qualified, then we run comps, then we make the offer, then hopefully they accept it and they sign the contract. So now you can see all of your leads and the progress, you know. Hey, Joe, how come seller one's been in offer made for a week, dude? Is he not signing it? What did he say? What's the feedback? Right? Hey, Sally, how come we got seller two here and interested lead all week long? You haven't called them yet? We got to get them qualified, Sally. Right? So this is kind of our, what I almost call like our dispatch board, right? You're going to be able to see this and very clearly understand how your company is running. Essentially, that's the goal here. All right.
Okay. One quick question.
Yeah.
Now for each of those leads, can I like click on them and edit them?
Yeah. There's a couple ways. So if you click on their name, you're going to go right to their contact card. Let me show you this real quick. So I'm going to click on my name. I'm going to go right to my contact card. And I'm going to say, you want to sell or what, buddy? Okay. Now I'm going to get a text message and that's going to come right to me. So I just got, so this whole thing, and now we're going into the next feature, but now you can fully communicate here. You can call them, you can create tasks, you can leave notes. Okay, all kinds of stuff. And you see this says task. I already created a series of tasks. I'll go over those with you here in a minute. But that's like the breadcrumbs of features. But if you click on their name, you're going to go somewhere else. You're going to go inside this, what they call this conversation screen. Okay, where I can then send them an email. I can text them. You see those options, or I can do notes and make appointments and stuff. Okay. But if I just click on their sign, I can now edit what I just had earlier when I created it. Oh, I put in the wrong number. Let me fix that. Oh, I did this. You know what I mean?
Okay, good. That's what I was asking mostly about.
Perfect. So now we have these. Okay. This is how you manage that. So now let's just go to our conversations chat. You see it over here. By the way, there's a phone app for this. If you want to download it while we're on the phone.
All right.
There's a phone app called Go High Level is the name of it.
It's for the TOUCHPOINT.
Yeah.
I think I already have it downloaded on my phone. Yeah.
Perfect. So then you can just log in. You can use the same login credentials and you'll be logged in directly to this from your phone.
Okay.
So then we have the conversations. You'll see here that this is an inbound call. Okay, this is a number that a call that came in. But if you click all, you'll be able to see everything. Right, so you can see all the text messages. This is just unread. Sometimes this confuses me, so you have to be careful. Sometimes I'll be like, shit, where'd that conversation go? Right, but this is just unread. So then click all, and you'll see everything that and you'll see their information, my phone number, my email address, and then we can text back and forth, and I'll show you what. So then we can go back and forth in these text messages, and you can even call from here if you want. Okay, you can outbound dial from your computer. So if you did have a VA or you did have a acquisitions manager, you could have them call right from this. It's a great feature. I just texted myself back. So that should be coming in very soon. And then that is basically conversations. You could do everything here. So what you'll see in a series of texts is like, if we were texting, you would see the calls and the text. So you would see everything. All right, so you can see everything in a linear, so it's not in different areas. If you sent them an email, it would still be in this chain of conversation. Does that make sense? They're like
Yeah.
text message, email, text message, phone call, all right here. So it's nice for you, so you can see the entire flow that they've gone through, essentially.
Okay.
So that's conversations, very cool, very simple, very straightforward. This is the main feature you'd probably be using on your phone app as well. So we covered the dashboard. So now these dashboards, right? You can see it's populating from those 3 leads we have in there, right? Now that we've done that, we've got our conversation so we can see all the talking. Opportunities is where our pipelines are. Contacts is where all of our leads are held. So everyone that we put in here is going to be here overall. You can upload bulk lists to this. There's no maximum character count or anything like that. So you could upload a list. I recommend you tag it if you upload a list. That way you know absentee, what list it came from, stuff like that. Tags are simple. You can upload stuff, hit a tag, and then just create a tag. I like owner. And then enter a description for the action to be shown. Okay, and then when that populates, it will update over here, boom. So that way now the owner of the company, now we know this is the owner, these are the leads, etc. So you can also set up tags. I do recommend that. So you know, like maybe what list they came off of. And that's also good. So for example, if you have a campaign with us and you uploaded the entire list that I sent you, when people start calling back, you're going to know who they are immediately. Does that make sense? And so
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
yeah, that's going to be a huge deal too. So just an example of what that would look like. You would, I think there's something up here that says import contacts. Click that. Now I did hear the only downside of this is there is a template. My developer told me that there is a clear template. It's like name, phone, email. You know, it's not like very, if you upload something, it just needs to be these fields.
Okay.
Rather than like all the extra ones. That's the only downside of this, is it won't allow you to have the extra fields on the upload. So then the next thing I'll show you is phone numbers. So another great feature is, I don't know if you've heard of Call Rail or Ring Central, but this will replace that for you. Okay. This has built-in phone numbers in it. Okay. This is all linked to Twilio. It's linked to my Twilio account. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. It does automatically bill you whenever something happens or a text comes in or a phone number. The phone numbers, which I'm going to be fixing this. But the phone numbers are just going to be $1.50 per month. Is what they're going to be. So you type it in here, you just type the phone number, you click save, and then you have that phone number. You can put it on a bandit sign, you can put it on a marketing, and it all goes right back into conversations. So like one of my favorite things about this is, especially me, I've owned my own business for 5 years now. My favorite is, I'll show you my business, that I don't have everything in my personal text messages anymore. You know, it's very annoying to have all that stuff. See, here's you.
Yeah.
right? So like proof, proof that this is exactly what I used, this is what we're talking on, right? Essentially. So very cool software. I love this. So if you notice, you started this on the web chat, right? So this thing also has built-in web chat that becomes a text message. So you have all the features that you're experiencing with me, you have access to. So if you have a website, you could put this web chat on your website, and when they message you, it all goes to here.
Now, is this what you were talking about the other day when I was saying, like, I'm missing a lot of like the inbound missed calls? Like, this is where I could have them pop into this.
Exactly. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so I would need to get a number through this and then just change that with the campaign, and then they would just start coming in.
Exactly. They'll start coming into here. Then I'll go a little deeper in the phone numbers real quick. So when you have a phone number, okay, you then click edit, and you can set up all this. So pass called number as the caller ID. So if you want to see your business line, so you know it's a business call, you can do that. If you want to forward the number somewhere, you can do that. I like this feature. When you pick up, it says press 1 to answer the phone. So when you pick up, it says you have a new lead. Please press 1. I like that. So now I know, like, to be ready for the big day, right?
Okay.
You can turn on call recording. And then like these are like incoming and timeout. So these are all the features that you can have. So I recommend turning on call recording. And there's also, I think it's the whisper message. Take a look. You can also set up like a no answer text back.
Now, I don't see the phone number screen on my page. Is that under a different tab?
Oh yeah, so if you go to the bottom and you go to settings,
Uh-huh.
then the phone numbers is in there.
Oh, okay. Found it. Usually about the times from like 10 to 1 o'clock that it's really hard for me to answer the phone. And that is literally when everybody starts blowing it up. So if I knew they were coming into there, I could manage it a little easier.
Yeah, exactly. Which is one of the huge perks. Another thing this has is reputation management. So you can do a couple of things. One is you can link your Google to it. Okay. And if you go down in the settings to integrations, you'll see you can link your Facebook business page. You can link your Google Analytics. You can link your Google My Business. So we've got Google My Business. Your Facebook and Instagram can be linked. Your Stripe account can be linked. Okay, that's a really big deal. You could even, like, I know you're in real estate, but a company like mine, I could bill people through this as well if I wanted to, and that's really cool. So, and then you could even link your QuickBooks. Right, so lot of stuff. I recommend going in here and getting everything connected to your account. Then when people message you on Facebook, guess what? It's also going to pop up in conversations.
Okay, cool.
It's going to be totally ninja like that. Everything's going to be in one place. So we covered dashboard, conversations, opportunities, and phone numbers and integrations. Those are going to really be, that's going to be really where you live, in my opinion, right? You only really create the phone number a couple times. So there's not too much time there. And then the next goal is our automation. So I want to show you some of the things we've created for you automatically.
So basically, as the leads come in, I manually update it into the software.
Yeah, so the good news is I got to make sure your account's connected, but we do have an automation that will get the leads directly in there once you're all set up. Okay, so these are the automations in your account. They all are published, which is good. Okay. And basically what's going to happen here is create context is going to be, and then we have, so these are the tasks that I already set up to create for you. So I'm going to show you how the automation works. So this is the automation. It's very user friendly. It may be a little confusing at first, but you can create the workflow trigger. In my case, it was pipeline stage changed. Now the pipeline was where we kept our leads, if you remember, and in the like Trello board style organization thing.
Mhm.
I have it in pipeline sellers, pipeline stage, qualified lead needs comping. So when something goes there, it's gonna trigger this task that I created. Okay, so now we set up the task. And one thing I did is I automatically set this up to be really user friendly, whether you're a beginner or you're a veteran. Okay, so this even tells you what exactly to do to comp the property. So the title is comp this property. And then it says, go to Zillow, search the property, then turn on the filters that match the house you are looking for. Or that you're looking at. For example, a 3-2, then select recently sold, all comps in the area, and then look through all comps in the area. Okay. That's kind of how you want to do. You want to go to Zillow, look up your property, change it from all houses to recently sold only, and then look through all the comps in the area. This is if you were going to do it yourself. Then I explain you want 3 renovated comps, 1 really high comp and 1 really low comp. Use the low comp to negotiate with the seller. Like, look, this house sold for only $40,000 right next door, right?
Yeah.
Then you use the high comp to negotiate with the buyer. Hey, look at this house. It's worth $275,000. It's right across the street. So the ARV is 275, right? So that's, I'm kind of giving you like in here, I like to give people like the next step too, not just like, hey, do this. And then I'm going to take it a step further for you. And I'm going to set up an internal notification. So you get a text message whenever this happens. So what's your phone number, Nicholas?
804-305-2535.
Okay, so then. And then, so you see, I internal notification, I chose SMS, I chose custom numbers. Sometimes assigned user doesn't work. So I always just do custom numbers. That works every time. You have a new property that needs comping, and then you could even contact. Let's just do address 1. So then you'll even be texted the property address that needs to be comped and everything. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So now that's done. We'll click save. So now whenever we move something in there, it's going to create a task and send you a text. So let's go back. And I have these all along the way. So comp the property. I have this one. This is for comp completed. So that way, if you have a VA, you could have them move it over. You just ran comp, so you know the property's ARV. And you should now have your MAO, your maximum allowable offer. This is a max offer you can make where you still make enough money to make it worth it for you, whether that's 5,000 or 10,000 added onto the contract price. Now call the seller and negotiate, and don't start at your MAO. Start 20,000 below and work your way up for the final offer. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as you see, like I'm really trying to, I've learned that a lot of my clients, they'll get leads, and even they might know what to do, but they'll get some type of like paralysis. So one of the reasons why I made these so direct and simple and the next steps is because I want my clients to like feel supported while they go through the process. like, oh shit, this tells me exactly what to do. You know,
Yeah.
rather than being like, shit, what was I supposed to do again? It's like when you're hurting, you've probably done this before. I have. Like when you're hurting and you go to the doctor and then he's like, what's wrong? And you're like, nothing's wrong. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
damn, why did I say that? And then with this, we could also set up the internal notification. We'll do the same thing again, just so you get some extra practice. We clicked the plus sign, went to internal notification. We click SMS. We click custom number. And then what's your number again?
804
Okay.
305
Okay.
2535.
Okay. And then this is comps completed for Bing contact address 1. Time to make an offer. Okay.
Awesome.
So then, yeah, this is cool. This is why I like these calls too. It's like,
Yeah, I
know.
would have never figured any of this out.
yeah. And dude, it's so important, right? And I feel like if we have this call, like you're way more likely to be successful. You're way more likely to keep using it. You know, it's like, it's such a win for everyone. I mean, the fact that this holds phone numbers, call rail's $45 a month, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, boom, that's taken care of. Now we can text and call and manage all inside of it. It's a really, and there's even more. So for the more section, so all these we have, and then I've got one every step of the way. So let's see, prepare your MAO and make offer. And then we have a qualify seller. So this one, for example, I already have. Okay, so this SMS generally goes to the lead. Okay,
Okay.
that's kind of how that one's set up. But so this one is time to qualify the lead. Lead needs qualifying. Time to qualify the seller and check their temperature. If the initial lead has enough information, then I would focus on these 3 questions. Why are you selling? What do you want to do with the money? How much money would that take? It's important to get the prospect to think about what's next instead of focusing on their attachment to the property. So boom, that's done. We'll add the final one. So I'm sorry, I'll just need your phone number one more time. In the future, I'll just copy and paste it when I do this with people. You said 305?
Yeah. 804 305. Oh, backwards. 2535.
In case we need it again, I'll just copy it.
Now, if I add a number, would I have to come in and just manually change the to custom number? Or would I keep that as my number and then just run everything else?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I would keep that as your personal cell number because this is more like a managerial text.
So this is just like reminding me like, hey, you got something you need to check out.
That's
Get
right.
online and do it.
That's right. So I really wanted to create this platform to be good at annoying you to do what you want to do, which is close the deal, right? So like, that's why I created the task, and that's why I'm creating the text, because and that's why I called it touch point. It's almost touching you so you can do the touch point kind of thing, is kind of, my vision. But yeah, so these are all of those things. There's also forms. Okay, so the next feature we'll go over is sites. Okay, if we go, and then at the top, there's a lot here. This also comes with free websites. I'm working on getting some templates made for us. So you can get we'll even give everyone free websites, whoever uses this, for them to edit and create and stuff. And then there's forms. Okay, so the form builder, these are already set up for you. We have a cold calling lead form and an SMS lead form. Our team will use those, or will at least use the SMS one. The cold calling should be automated, but you can also duplicate these. Let's say you have bandit signs you could duplicate one of these and call it the bandit sign form. Okay, so I'm going to go into one of these and show you real quick how it works. So with this, we have first name, last name, phone, email. I don't like email to be required. Address and notes. Okay. Then what I've got set up in the back for you is, there's like something we can't, there it is. All right. Then what I've got set up, let me see. Oh, that's on a different screen, but I'll show you that. So what I have set up in the background for you in the automation screen is anytime that form gets filled out, if we go down here, it's going to create an opportunity. That's so funny. It says cold call. And then it's going to be marked automatically as an SMS lead.
Okay.
Make sure they have this other one set up. Okay, perfect. So yeah, whenever form submitted, form is SMS lead, then what's going to happen? It's going to create an opportunity. Okay, so that's going to happen automatically. And then, so that's something else that we put in here too. So under sites, you can go to your forms and then see what happens with them. You can create new forms. And two, Nicholas, if you ever need anything, like I don't go away after this call, you know. So
He's been very helpful. I've really almost never seen an owner so involved. It's really great.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I'll be honest with you, dude. I've been super successful and I needed to stay that way. So
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, it's like that's why, you know, every year we really come up with more and more ways to serve our customers. And you know, we've never had a price increase in 5 years. And I think that that's pretty cool too. You know, I show up every year, I give more value and sales keep going up. You know, I don't have to raise my prices, kind of thing. So it's beautiful, but thank you. Thank you so much. And again, I'm super available. You know, if you're like, damn, how did I do that? Don't think you bother me. You could just book another call using this link, or you could just call me on the phone too, if I can answer it over there. So, you know, you might forget some of this stuff. I could even try to send you this video too when we hop off as well, if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
This has been pretty thorough as well. You know, we've gone over really the meat and potatoes dashboard. We got our info. I'm just going to recap real quick. Conversations, that's all of our text messaging. Okay. And you see, it's telling you to get a phone number. Okay. Which we talked about. Calendars. This will all sync with Google if you integrate your Google on that integrations page I showed you. These are all of your contacts whenever they get in there. Here are your opportunities. And I'll make sure your account's linked for the automation as well. Payments, this is if you have your Stripe connected and you actually charge your customers through here. So like, again, a service like mine, if you're like, oh, you want 500 dials? All right, great, bam. I'll charge you right through this CRM. So that's an opportunity. So if you run, I think you mentioned you run another business too.
Yeah, I do a landscaping business too.
So something like this, you could be like, you want me to charge the credit card on file? You know what I mean? And you could have everything kind of saved. So this would be like potentially dual applicable for you.
All right.
And you know, you may not even need to buy another CRM. There's a chance you could just add a pipeline. If you see up at the top here, it says opportunities and pipelines. You can create, you know, the lawn care pipeline. You know what I mean? And almost run it separately. But just brainstorming. Next, we have marketing. We didn't really click on this. This thing can be your all-in-one social media planner, which is really great. You can manage everything through here. All of your socials, your Instagram, your Google, and your LinkedIn. It's all included. No upselling, no additional cost. The automation we covered. The sites we covered vaguely. There's a lot of stuff this does. Okay. The chat widget that I told you about. how we met is my live chat on my website. This is where you customize that. You can change the color, you can change the photo. This is really cool stuff. And then you can put it directly on your website.
Okay, cool.
Your forms are in here as well. This is where you'll find them. You can edit and copy them to make it even easier on you. If you just want the same form, but slightly different. Reputation, this here is created. I remember I showed you the reputation management where you could put in your Google link and it will automatically send it out. You could create something, this again is probably more lawn service oriented than real estate, but let's say someone got their service or their first month is up. You could be like, hey, give us a review on how we did. You could automate that whole process as another thing you could do as well. Then we have reporting, which they're giving us sample data. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I didn't even notice this. You could actually plug in your Facebook ads and your Google ads all directly in here. And you can manage your, this is really cool. See, this is agent reporting. So right now it's only you, but if you had like people calling for you, you could check their opportunities and their conversions as well. You could see the SMS they've sent. This is pretty damn cool. And then there's call reporting as well. So this thing also has a built-in single line dialer. Okay. And then you could also see all that data here. So everything is all reported for you. And then the resource center, this is actually something I give you. This is all of my documents. I have all kinds of little nuggets and goodies in here from your first 18 days. Like if you're like brand new to real estate, what is something that you could do every day for 18 days? This is a perfect example of what that is. So in here, you might just want to shop around for some goodies. I have like a huge cash buyers list that's in here. I think it's like 50,000 people I got a long time ago. So completely free, right? Just like a whole list. So definitely dig around. You could sort this by your city or your state. I also have a list of my favorite REI groups in here. I have a doc that's 100 ways to generate a lead. So definitely take a look around in here and, see if anything brings you value. And then there's settings. These are really simple. Business info, company billing information, your employees. If you wanted to add an employee, you just click that button and you add them. Email, all new users are completely free.
Okay.
Your pipelines, we kind of saw this in the other area. You could create the lawn care, or you have another strategy or whatever it might be, creative financing, whatever. Calendars. This is, you can actually create like quick links. So like, this is pretty cool because this is kind of similar to maybe what Calendly would do for you. People could book calls with you. So you could like give someone this link and then you could just give someone that link at the top. So like I could send this to you.
That's like what I got the other day, and it sent me to the Zoom link.
Yeah, very similar. I pay for that. That's called Calendly. But you can, if I'm not mistaken, let's take a look. You can you can set up everything in here, right? Name, free real estate consult. So you can customize meeting location. You could put your Zoom link in there. So yeah, this is basically be like your own personal Calendly in a way. And this all syncs with your Google if your Google's integrated. Okay, so it's not like shit. Oh, I'm double booked. You'll be all good to go everywhere.
Okay, cool.
And let me just see, we've gone so far. Let me just look through these couple things. This has been my most thorough walkthrough. So I always appreciate this shit too. Like I learn as much as you do sometimes whenever we do this,
So I'm going to add a phone number. When I add a phone number, do I have to I guess let Highwell know, like,
So
that's
what you
not
want to do, yeah, so after you create that number, you'll want to email that to us and say, hi, well, please replace this as the caller ID.
okay.
Is basically what's going to happen. And then we will do that.
All right. Sounds easy enough. Just got to remember the number after I do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it will always, you could even just copy and paste it right out of here. So let's see what else we got.
Because that's going to make the biggest difference for me, is just being able to see and know who's calling in at what time from where.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. Like I said, it changed my business. Like I run my business out of this, and that's why I started to want to sell it, honestly, is how much it saved my ass, you know? And like, so look at all these more robust call reportings we have here. Because there's actually activity in mine. So like first time callers, average duration.
Now, will mine look like that at some point?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
As soon as you start using it, this is just because I use mine. Let's see what this is. SMS sent, delivered. Very nice. I'd never even looked at this stuff before, so.
Rises at every corner.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, man, that's basically it, you know, and I think the main place to live is dashboard conversations and opportunities. This is really where all the magic happens. Through contacts is where you could do some of the lead gen. So for example, you could message these people, you could do an email blast. I could highlight everyone, click send email, and then blast all these people with an email, for example. I don't really recommend cold texting because Twilio will shut you down. So I would, I wouldn't cold text out of here, but I would cold email, and you can also even RVM as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Do you have any questions for me?
Not right now. You went pretty thoroughly through that. I thought I would actually have more questions than I did.
Yeah, no worries. Because I'm also learning, I can, it helps me go slower, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you know, I would get in there, play with it, get a number, text it yourself. You know what I mean? Like really kind of get a
Play with it a
feel.
little bit.
Yeah, download the app. The app is very cool. It gets push notifications and everything, so you'll never miss a text. One thing I did notice though is if your internet goes out and you get a text while your internet's out, you will not get a push notification. So like I was on a plane, and when my plane lands, I have to open up the app and look at everything. Okay.
Okay.
So one little ninja tip, I would just like, maybe if once things like with me, I try to check the app daily, no matter what, in case maybe something happened while I didn't have service. But you know, maybe once you get, you know, more activity in there, come up with the habit to check it every couple of days, no matter what, even without a conversation or something that pops up.
Yeah, check it a few times a day or something. All right. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. You got anything else for me?
No, I'm gonna add a phone number right now, actually,
Awesome, dude.
and get all that switched over. Make that a little bit easier. And then there's not a way to like automate the leads into the system, correct?
There is a way for our cold calling leads to be automated. And this is also Zapier compatible as well. So if you ever have a source that's also Zapier compatible, it can come right over. Our cold calling leads should come directly in here, and our text messaging leads, we can also send directly in there for you.
But it won't do that until I have a phone number in here.
Yeah, we could still put the leads in there, but you probably just couldn't follow up with them out of there yet. Until
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. I look forward to using this. This looks kind of fun.
No, yeah, it's, you know, I wanted to name it Business in a Box, because I feel like one really cool thing that it does is I really feel like it makes you feel like you own a digital business. You know, got all my leads, I can bill my customers. It's kind of like a digital storefront, so definitely it will, like, I think, give you some a place to go, like a digital office in a sense, for you to be organized in your real estate investing.
All right. I do have one question. Under the phone numbers tab, what does number pool mean?
Number pool is often, let me click it. Number pool is often like, let's see. So if you wanted to have 5 phone numbers, but all 5 phone numbers were linked to like a cold calling campaign through this, you could do that. So,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know how much value it would give, you right now, but if you did like PPC and you wanted to see all your PPC numbers, then you could do that there.
Okay. I just didn't understand what that tab was for. That helps.
Yeah, it kind of couples them all together. So like, oh, I have about 5 numbers for bandit signs and 5 numbers for cold calling and stuff like that. We'll pull them like that.
Now, I added a phone number. Does that charge me automatically?
I believe it does. Yeah.
Awesome. That works out.
And then I think it's just like 1 cent per minute that you're on it as well. But that's a lot.
And then you just add a balance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Awesome, Nicholas. Yeah. Let me know anything else pops up, bro. You can book a call or text. You know how to find me, man. I'll be available for you.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
See you, brother.